Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
So, where are we eating?
With GVTC's blazing fast fiber speeds,
3.5 stars, not a chance we try anything under 4.
you might feel like other things in life are taking a little longer than before.
Ooh, what sounds better, La Fiesta or Dumpling Palace?
Oh, Dumpling Palace.
Ew, gross.
We may not be able to speed up your dinner decisions, but we can provide fast and consistent premium Wi-Fi to search all the available options. Enjoy the GVTC difference, and please be patient with things that may have seemed to
Wait, what are we gonna watch?
slow down a bit. GVTC, connecting you.
Hey, buddy. Got your glove?
Yep, I got it right here. You're coming, right?
Of course. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Don't forget the you-know-whats.
Whether you're gearing up for a big project or a big game, GVTC has everything you need to stay connected.
What do you think?
They are gonna love these.
From smart security and high-speed internet to TV and phone, GVTC provides cutting-edge technology for your home and business.
Thank you.
You made it. Hey, what is it? Whoa, jersey!
With deep roots in the community, we're committed to building a stronger, better, connected future for the areas we serve. Our GVTC Foundation's charitable support and industry-leading products help you stay connected to what matters most. GVTC, connecting you.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors! Hey, Pieper.
Appropriate that tonight's ball game take place in a coliseum. We welcome you to Pieper High School and the Warriors Coliseum, where Pieper, making the trip down those little stairs from their field house onto the locker room for what is arguably their biggest regular season game in program history, their young program history, because on the other side, the school from whom they took when they opened, the proud Smithson Valley Rangers, who arguably, and maybe you could take the word arguably out of it, are the best football program, the most successful, the most consistent in Greater San Antonio over the last 2 decades. Hector Ledesma, Roland Ruiz alongside here at Pieper High School for a matchup that should be all that in a bag of chips. 3-1 Smithson Valley, 4-0 Pieper. Oh, by the way, they're in the same district. Oh, by the way, this is the first time they've ever played each other. Doesn't get a whole much better than that. Well, we mentioned how when Pieper opened several years ago, their student body came from Smithson Valley. That is who they've drawn from. And so Smithson Valley feeling the pain when those numbers, with the loss of those numbers when Pieper opened. This is the first time they're going to go head-to-head in this sport. They've played each other in other sports, but football, first time they've done so. Pieper, just its 3rd year of competitive football. They had a JV year, they had a outlaw season in 2021, but competitive football in 2022, and then last year, a run deep into the state playoffs. For Smithson Valley, you know they're ready for it. We were there earlier today on campus when the Rangers departed and made the short trip down to Pieper High School to visit old friends. A lot of these athletes, they've grown up playing Little League Baseball together, select sports, Pop Warner football, you name it, they've played it. And so Smithson Valley, the Rangers, making the trip down, looking to start district with a 2-0 record after opening district play with a victory last week. Same with Pieper. The Warriors, as they come out onto the field through their inflatable, open district play with a 35-21 victory against Wagner in a game in which the Thunderbirds took a 14-0 lead and then a 21-7 lead. Let's bring in Roland Ruiz. He called that game. He saw that game in person, bringing all the action to folks on the Pieper Warriors network. And so, Roland, as we look at these two teams, let's start first for the visitors from Smithson Valley, who you're going to have your eye on when it comes to those Rangers.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not sure if this exact date was circled on Ranger and Warrior fan calendars. Probably not. However, this game, as you were mentioning, first ever football game between Smithson Valley, which opened 48 years ago, and Pieper, which opened at the beginning of 2021. This was a vision that area residents and kids, parents, administrators, both schools were looking forward to this very night as the Rangers now come onto the field for tonight's contest. Smithson Valley, as you mentioned, 3-1 overall, got their first district win last week against Champion. They are led by quarterback Cade Spradling. He had his best outing of the season last week, passing for 173 yards and 3 touchdowns. Spradling also the leader rushing the football. He's carried the ball for 239 yards, getting about 8.5 yards per carry. Oh, and by the way, doubles on that linebacking core for the defense. As Spradling goes, though, so goes the Rangers offense. The defense, as we were speaking of, anchored by Colton Hornsby. 43 total tackles and a pair of sacks, and also an interception on the season. Rangers are going to look to his leadership to stop a potent Pieper offense. And by the way, speaking of that offense, John Hamilton, he put on a show last week to the tune of 18 carries for 136 yards and a touchdown. Warriors are going to call on his speed and elusiveness from their backfield tonight. And their defense shares the wealth among many talented drive killers on the field. Among the standouts that Coach Nick Rogers has to be excited about, Leighton Springer. 17 total tackles last week against a run-oriented Wagner team, 2 thrown for a loss, and the young man is just a sophomore. Figure that. The future certainly bright, and considering last year's playoff run, the future may be now for the Pieper Warriors.
We'll see what happens in what promises to be a very exciting night. We're going to step aside when we come back. Kickoff in a highly anticipated matchup, between the Pieper Warriors and the Smithson Valley Rangers. We're right back.
The Branch Neighborhood Grill is proud to sponsor our Smithson Valley athletes. We are located just off of Highway 46. We serve good food, cold drinks, and a whole lot of great Rangers. Since 2014, Keith Wing Custom Builders has been delighting owners with one-of-a-kind dream homes. Keith only builds it like he would live in it. Come see what that means.
Pieper Nation. I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building confident smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Congratulations, GVTC viewers. By tuning in tonight, you just bought your ticket to what could be the most historic football event to ever take place in our coverage area. How can I put it tactfully? Well, did you ever think it'd be fun to go to a party at the home of the Hatfields and then invite the McCoys to show up and then let 22 angry bulls loose in the living room? Well, that's about to happen when the Rangers from Smithson Valley roll into the Warriors Coliseum at Pieper High School. You see, most of these guys grew up together, played football together, and plans were to be on the same team as Rangers. But when Comal ISD opened Pieper right down the road, a choice had to be made. Stay a Ranger or forge a new future as a Warrior. See, this is brother versus brother tonight. A family divided and reunited for the first time on opposite sides of the scrimmage line. And if that wasn't enough, they even landed these two Titans in the same UIL district. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to tell your children and grandchildren that you witnessed the first ever game between the Smithson Valley Rangers and the Pieper Warriors. 'Cause it's Friday night in Texas, and let's kick it off now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the hype has certainly come about. None bigger than this first ever meeting between these neighbors, Pieper and Smithson Valley. Rangers won the toss. They deferred to the second half. And they're going to kick off to the Warriors to start the ball game on offense. Ball's in the air. Waved off, fair catch taken. This will come out to the 25-yard line. That one handled by Brody Spencer. And the Warriors will come out on offense. Very, very potent offense, to say the least.
Right before that kickoff, you saw descriptives of both head coaches. Larry Hill, I don't think this is an overstatement. He is the standard, the still in coaching standard for local high school football coaches. Nick Rogers, one of the up-and-comers across the area.
1st and 10, Pieper. Here's quarterback Keith. Downfield, has a man right away. That's Champagne across the 30 and knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, so the Warriors strike quickly.
Now, Isaiah Champagne, a lot of you watching tonight already fully know and are aware of his gifts and his abilities. We're going to say his name plenty tonight. He's the guy that Coach Nick Rogers and an offensive staff wants to get the ball to plenty tonight.
That move to change right off the get-go, and it's 1st and 10, Pieper. Here's Keith once again. Quick out, Champagne once again at the 35, across to the 40, Champagne off to the races across midfield and into Smithson Valley territory. He's knocked down at about the 45-yard line. PK Miller in on the stop that time for the Rangers.
Yeah, and you see Pieper's hurrying, and Miller, that's a touchdown-saving tackle because Champagne shot out of there like a cannon on that design screen.
1st and 10 from the Smithson Valley 45 for Pieper. Here's the give, the reverse, the flea flicker, back to Keith. He's looking downfield, all the men are covered, so Keith decides to take off. He'll pick up positive yardage across the 40 down to around the 48-yard, the 38-yard line before he's met there and stopped. Colton Hornsby, we talked about him pregame, in on the stop that time for Smithson Valley.
That's a bit of a message sender, Roland, by Nick Rogers and his staff. They want to make an effort to put Smithson Valley on their heels, not only with their execution, but also with their play calling, kind of setting the theme of you don't know what's coming.
2nd down to give. This is Hopper across the 35, banging his way down to about the 32-yard line. Getting up off the bottom of that pile, well, the linebacker in this case, Cade Spradling, before he'll switch to the other side of the field.
Yeah, Cade, interesting because he's talked with Coach Larry Hill, said, wait a minute, your quarterback plays linebacker as well. He says, yeah, he's a special breed. That kind of a young man, he can handle it.
3rd and 1, Keith dropping back, looking, unloads, has a man all by his lonesome at the 20, across the 10, and down to the 5-yard line goes the receiver, Evan Drake, and he was key in last week's win against Wagner.
You know, Evan Drake, a key member of this Warrior Ball Club, he kind of gets lost in the shuffle. Champagne down on the turf, though, for the Warriors.
Oh, that'd be a huge loss for Pieper. We certainly hope it's not serious.
I was about to bring Champagne's name up and talking about Drake because he kind of gets lost in the shuffle, does Evan, because teams' defenses focus so much on Champagne. And you talked about John Hamilton pregame, Roland. You know, let's not forget about Brady Hopper. We haven't seen him touch the ball yet. And, of course, you know, Keith makes it all go from that quarterback spot for the Warriors. So many weapons that Drake kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and he bites you every once in a while.
And, you know, you're talking about Hopper. I kind of akin this backfield of Pieper to kind of thunder and lightning. That being Hamilton being the lightning and Hopper the thunder, as he banged in for 3 touchdowns last week. 1st down, speaking of, he gets the handoff. That is Hopper across the 5, down to around the 1-yard line before he's met there. Diego Davila from his strong safety position with the stop that time for Smithson Valley.
It's a fantastic drive for Pieper to start. You can't ask for a better way to begin this football game. They started at their own 25 following the touchback. They're now at the Smithson Valley 1.
2nd and goal. Everybody in tight for quarterback Caden Keith. Quick snap. It looked like it went to one of the up men who tried to pull his way over, and the stop just shy.
Evan Drake took the snap. He came in motion, and you see he got right behind, and so he got the snap. The question is, we're waiting to see what the official call is as he took the snap from center Jonathan Hebert.
So the aforementioned Hamilton now checking into the ball game on a 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line for the Pieper Warriors.
So did he not get in? I think they're saying that was a successful play, but they're going to count the play, but he didn't get in.
He didn't get in. Hamilton gets the handoff. Hamilton sniffs the goal line and is in. And the Pieper Warriors draw first blood this evening.
That's quite an opening drive. That's exactly, you could not have asked for a better start if you're the Pieper Warriors and their fans. This is exactly the kind of thing, because not only do you go up early, but you set the tempo, and you let Smithson Valley know that you're going to be here all night long.
Daniel Miranda with the extra point. It's good with 8:59 remaining here in the first quarter. Pieper's on top, 7-0. We'll be back with more here in just a bit on GVTC.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Back with you live now at Pieper High School. The Warriors draw first blood, a 1-yard touchdown run by John Hamilton as they kick off to Smithson Valley. The kickoff handled across the 30, about the 30, call it 37. We'll see where they mark this here momentarily. And that's where the Smithson Valley Rangers are going to go to work, 1st and 10.
Brody Day, the return, he's a big play receiver for the Rangers. Expect to hear his name plenty. Not only a good receiver in space, but they go to him deep as well. So kind of a receiver that checks off several different boxes for these Rangers as they look to answer now, Roland.
16 catches for 314 yards and 2 touchdowns coming into play tonight is Brody Day. It's 1st and 10 Rangers. Line of scrimmage is the 39-yard line, that being the Smithson Valley 39. Spradling out, pass complete. Across the 40, the 45, before he's met there and knocked down. It's the receiver P.K. Miller calling that one in.
Yeah, Miller doing a nice job. He plays both ways, and that's one thing that Coach Larry Hill will do. You know, Spradling's Exhibit A, quarterback / linebacker. You're one of his best athletes. He's going to get you on the field. He's going to find some way to put you out there, and the way you can which best contribute to the team.
Nino Spina with the stop for Pieper after a gain of 8. It's 2nd and 2, Smithson Valley. Spradling looking over to the sideline. He's going to call his own number. The leading rusher on this team, why not? Bulls his way out for check that close to a first down. We'll check that. He's almost right at the stick, so he'll get 1. It should be 3rd and very short. Nope, they're going to mark it and move the chains and give the Rangers a first down. I stand corrected. Line of scrimmage to Smithson Valley 49 as the Rangers break huddle. And in motion to give. On the reverse, this is Miller. Across midfield and into Pieper territory, and Miller's off to the races before he's knocked out at about the 28-yard line, that being the Pieper 28. Over defensively, like Grant Olingen on the stop for Pieper, and that'll move the chains to be another Smithson Valley first down.
You know, with Smithson Valley, it's always the little things. They do the little things so well, starting with that first play and the way they set up Miller. They bring him on the end around here. Everything is executed perfectly, though.
Handoff straight ahead, stood up for not much. There goes the Smithson Valley running back. That's Daniel De Hoyos. He's not going to get much. De Hoyos, 14 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown last week against the champion Chargers. They're going to say De Hoyos picked up 1 on that carry. It'll be 2nd and 9. The line of scrimmage is the Pieper 27.
Yeah, Smithson Valley likes to spread it around in the running game. Brad Sowersby gets a lot of carries, but as does De Hoyos.
Spradling, once again, De Hoyos trying to go straight ahead, not much there. That defense led that time by junior Brendan Hinojosa, shutting the door on the Smithson Valley running back.
Oh, and that was the first time they got any kind of penetration up front. Look at the replay here. Able to get through, and you got to be able to disrupt. You see a nice job of playing off the block with Thor Mickelbust, and that's the reason why there was nothing there.
So it's 3rd and 9 for Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is the Pieper 27. Spradling unloads, looking end zone, pass overthrew his intended receiver. That being Brody Day. Brody saying, hey, where's the flag? Nothing doing there, though.
Yeah, Brody felt like he was held. He thought, hey, it might not have been obvious, but he held me just long enough where I couldn't get really out of my break. No, the officials disagree, no flag on the play, and so looks like we're headed for a Smithson Valley 3-point attempt.
34 should be a 44-yard shot. It's coming off the foot of Trent Amaya. Snap is down, kick is up. Amaya's attempt. This one is good. I don't know, there's a southpaw when you throw it at, what is it, a south foot when you're left-footed kicker? Amaya, nice field goal to get the Rangers on the board. 6:04 remaining in the first quarter. Our score is Pieper 7, Smithson Valley 3. You're enjoying Friday Night Kickoff here on GVTC.
Hello, my name is Chris Box.
And I'm Cassie Box.
We are a proud family-owned and operated local roofing company.
At Lynx Roofing, we believe in building lasting relationships with our customers and community, one roof at a time.
Our team is dedicated to ensuring every project is handled with the utmost of detail and professionalism.
We make roofing simple, reliable, and affordable.
So for all your roofing needs,
call Lynx Roofing.
Go Rangers!
After a Smithson Valley field goal, there you go, purple will never be the new Navy. Remember, we were talking about that side last night. Shots have been fired, ladies and gentlemen. The rivalry is real. In game one of this football rivalry happening tonight. And with 6:04 remaining first quarter, it's Pieper on top, 7-3. The kickoff. This one once again down in the end zone. Odie Spencer handling that. We'll check out the officiating crew having a bit of a conference. And Smithson Valley's wanted to say, hey, it's a safety, and it is.
This is worth the replay here. They're going to say he brought it out.
He brought it out, exactly.
Came back in, and then took a knee. Now, you got to take the knee immediately. You can't move and then take the knee, because then you get the ball where you took the knee. If you just take the knee wherever, per a relatively new high school rule, you get the ball at the 25 no matter where you took the knee.
Here it comes. Okay, he catches it out of the end zone, steps back into the end zone, and takes a knee.
Yeah, he wasn't across the goal. That's a good call. Look at where his feet is. Where feet are.
Wow.
Heads up call by the officials, because I didn't catch that in real time.
And good presence of mind by the Smithson Valley special teams to recognize what was going on there and stay away, giving them the points.
Yeah. The irony of that being that with that new high school rule, if you take the knee at the 1, you get it at the 25. You know, because it's counterintuitive to take a knee at the 1, because, you know, common sense and, you know, just the way football was played for years, you're thinking, I don't want to take the ball I don't want to start at the 1-yard line. But you take the knee at the 1 to the 2 to the 3, it doesn't matter. You're going to get it at the 25. But you can't catch the ball, take a step forward or backward. In this case, he went backward, and then take the knee, because then you're going to get the ball wherever you took that knee.
Well, just that quick. 6:04 still remained in the first quarter. And our score is Pieper 7, Smithson Valley 5 now.
You know, and I'm going to say this, it's early, but these are the kinds of things in games that you anticipate is going to be close like this. Those are the kinds of things that come back to get you.
Absolutely. You got to watch it. That doesn't come back to haunt you. So Pieper's going to kick off now from their own 20-yard line to Smithson Valley, who will get the ball back on offense.
Especially in a game like this where you got to control the mistakes you make. They're going to happen.
This one handled.
It's Bradley.
No, I believe that's Carvajal, 16 if I'm not mistaken.
Is it 16, not 18?
With the return. Let's check this out as he gets up off the bottom of that pile. Oh, no, it is Spradling. I stand corrected. It is Cade Spradling. He's handling kickoffs as well. What can this young man do?
Well, and that's why I chuckled, is because that's Coach Larry Hill. He's going to put players in positions that are going to help him win. Nick Saban has this old saying, you know, often I don't call plays, I call players. And that's what Coach Larry Hill does with Spradling, with a young man like Brody Day. You know, he'll put Brad Sowersby in those kinds of positions. He'll call them as opposed to a play where there's several options to him.
1st and 10, Rangers. Line of scrimmage is their own 34-yard line. Spradling, play action, unloading, looking downfield. Did he come away with it? He sure did. That's a reception.
Guess who?
That's Brody Day.
Just mentioned his name. Fantastic receiver. He's fantastic body control, and then to the strength of his hands to pull that one down. That was all hand-eye coordination, along with how strong his hands are. Really impressive, Roland.
Another big catch. 5 catches last week, 127 yards and a touchdown against the champion Chargers for Brody. And it looks like he's picking up right where he left off last week. They moved the ball down to the Pieper 27 for another first down for Smithson Valley. Spradley going to call his own number straight ahead. He'll fall, maybe give him about a yard as he gets about to 26 before he stopped.
And this is what Smithson Valley does effectively. They wear you down. So many times over the years, they haven't been the big play offense. They haven't been the team that will, go 86 yards in 2 plays. They'll grind you. They're methodical, and they're able to do it because they don't make mistakes. They're very careful with the ball. They execute. Everyone does his job, and they're doing it right now.
Actually, a loss of 1 for Cade when they mark it at 2nd and 11. Spradling this time. He's going to feel pressure and go down. Oh, good defensive pursuit that time. And then on the stop, that was Nino Spina.
Yeah, Nino perfectly. You're going to see on the replay here. It's coming around the edge. And Nino, a young man who plays that linebacker spot. And so that was the call. He was not going to sit back in pass coverage and wait to see how the play developed. He was going to come at Spradling. That was the call. And so the right call at that point, he caught Cade as Cade was making that turn, put him in no man's land.
Well, I tell you, it's a big 3rd down now. 3rd and 20 for Smithson Valley as they're back at the Pieper 37-yard line. Whistle and a timeout, Smithson Valley. They're going to go talk it over with head coach Larry Hill and the coaching staff. I tell you, big defensive stop that time from Pieper, and we've seen that they have a very, very tough defense. And the good thing about Pieper, one thing I noticed last week, Hector, is that 1 minute it's going to be this player, it's going to be the likes of a Hinojosa, Michael Buss next series of downs maybe, and then Bennett King, who's one of the leaders in tackling on this Pieper squad. Okay. We're going to check something out. Need to get a sponsor read here. We're going to do that here momentarily as Hector's going to tell you all about it.
Well, tonight's broadcast here on GVTC brought to you by The Branch, King Wheath Customs Builders, Zachariah Ranch, Zachariah Development, Advanced Auto Parts, Lynx Roofing, and all proud sponsors of the GVTC, and tonight a Friday night kickoff special edition between 2 great programs.
Music to my ears, man. I couldn't have done that better. Thank you, Hector. 3rd and 20 for Smithson Valley. Spradling going to call his own number across the 30. Still on his feet to the 25. Oh, he's got the first down. That's going to move the chains.
So he got back to right around the line of scrimmage, just past it. So it would be 4th and about 8. And tough spot here for Smithson Valley. Do they go is the question. Looks like they got their field goal unit out there rolling.
Oh, okay. It looked to me like he passed the marker. Apparently he didn't. So I stand corrected once again. Okay, once again. Let's bring in Amaya. Another field goal, this time coming from about 42. Kick is up. This one is no good. So the field goal attempt at 3:12 of the first quarter, no good. Our score remains Pieper 7, Smithson Valley 5. We'll be back with more Friday night kickoff action here on GVTC. Back with live action here at Pieper High School. 1st and 10, 25-yard line. Line of scrimmage for Pieper. Pass complete across the 30. Penalty markers down as Drake makes the catch. And let's check the laundry on the field.
Seems like it's been a little bit since the Pieper offense was on the field with the way things unfolded early on here in this first quarter. But officials here are about to let us know what the infraction was for. And interesting to see how Piper's going to answer, because Smithson Valley's answered well, despite the missed field goal just moments ago.
And the call is against Pieper, so this is going to back it up. That'll negate that pass to Evan Drake. And this will back things up now all the way inside the 15, call it about the 13-yard line, which is where the Warriors will go to work with another first down. They got to get to the 35 for a first down. Keith, quick handoff, Champagne across the 15, the 20. Before he's met there, in on the stop that time, Diego Davila for Smithson Valley.
So Champagne's touched the ball 3 times early on tonight in these first 2 possessions, and each time it's been in a different way. Threw an out route to him the first time he touched him. Then they got it to him on a screen. Here it's an end around. And so Nick Rogers and staff very cognizant of getting him the ball early. They want the ball in his hands tonight.
2nd and 16 for the Warriors. Here's Keith dropping back, unloading middle of the field. Pass intended. That time for Cash Lancaster. It was incomplete, overthrown just a bit, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and long this time for Pieper.
Yeah, PK Miller with a little love tap there at the end. Letting him know, hey, you're coming across the middle. I'm not going to punish you, but I'm going to remind you that we're waiting back here.
Oh, yeah.
Ball well over his head. Another look here. PK, true defender, saying, hey, I'm here. I'm going to make you feel me. That's the thing. The lost art of sports so often is you got to make the opponent feel you. He's got to know that you're there.
3rd and 16, Keith dropping back all kinds of time. He just throws it into the ground. Saw nothing downfield. That'll bring up a 4th down to the punting situation for Pieper.
Interesting. Would love to see the replay here. It looked in real time like Caden gave up a little early on that play. It didn't appear as though he was really under duress. Yeah, interesting. See, you can see Smithson Valley read the play. That's when you improvise.
But this one handled by Davila across midfield, still on his feet. Trying to dance away from some tacklers, breaking tacklers, and he'll eventually get this down at the Pieper 45-yard line, which is where the Rangers are going to go to work 1st and 10.
Well, Smithson Valley's had fantastic field position the entirety of this game. They've got the 3 points out of it, had another field goal attempt, and now they're going to start again in Pieper territory. And so, you know, you don't want to give Smithson Valley any advantages as it is, and so them starting on your side of the field accomplishes just that for the Rangers.
Pair of receivers to the far side for quarterback Cade Spradling on this 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage once again is the Pieper 45-yard line. Handoff coming near side across the 45. Down stop just shy of the 40. Goes the running back Daniel De Hoyos.
You know what's interesting, Roland, is I mentioned his name earlier. I haven't seen a whole lot of Brad Sowersby on the field. He wears number 26. He's on the depth chart this week. I think, if my eyes are not tricking me, I think I see him on the sideline, kind of near the front there, but I have not seen him really in the ball game, and he certainly hasn't touched it yet.
After that pickup before, it's 2nd and 6. Once again, De Hoyos trying to find the corner to the outside. Nothing doing there. Host of Warriors that time led by Number 3, Chris Vivians. Also number 30 in on that, Nino Spina. We call that young man's name already quite a bit.
I did see Brad Sowers be there on the sideline shot. He is there on the sideline. He's a young man who, among the running backs, he leads the Smithson Valley backs in rushing yards this season, 193, 25 carries. That's second to De Hoyos among backs. And his 4 touchdowns also lead the Smithson Valley running back core.
Well, he ran a mile to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 6, Smithson Valley. Spradling unloads, pass just a little bit too tall for Brody Day. Back defensively was Bennett King, among others, for Pieper, and that'll bring up a 4th down for the Rangers.
Yeah, Day's turn to take a shot here. Watch him go up and get it. Actually able to evade it just a little bit, coming right at his midsection, but Brody able to twist away just in time.
Bennett King, who's back on defense, 42 tackles, 1 thrown for loss, and a fumble recovery. Thus far, cornerstone of that Warriors defense. And the Rangers are going to have to punt.
Play clock's under 5. They got to get this off in a hurry.
3, 2, 1, and there you go.
It's at 0.
And it's at 0.
No whistles.
There it is.
Wow.
And that's it. They're going to call delay of game on Smithson Valley. This will back it up.
Now, to that point, Roland, because of where they are on the field, I don't think the Smithson Valley coaching staff particularly cared about that penalty. But it did take a while to call. That clock hit 0, and I'm counting in my head 1,001, 1,002, 1,000. How long is it going to take before the officials notice it?
Andrew Grindstaff stands back at his own 15-yard line awaiting the Smithson Valley punt. It's in the air. This one taking a Rangers bounce into the end zone. And I believe Piper's going to have it, should have it first 10 at their 25 if my eyes didn't play tricks on me.
Well, the officials are discussing. Let's another look at the replay. There's a punt by Day. And here's the gunner for Smithson Valley.
Good cover. Oh, he did get his hands on it.
See,
he
saying,
did get his hands on it.
Now, the question is where did the whistle blow, or did his momentum take him into the end zone? Now, I think the officials are saying, no, he did catch it, and he is down at the 1.
He's down at the 1. Drayden Bonet, hats off. Great job on special teams for Smithson Valley.
That is a fantastic drop. I mean, the presence of mind to get that before it gets into the end zone and then to try to stop, and then he tried to let it go. Now, the interesting thing is when he let it go, it bounced in the end zone. But I think the officials are going to say that the ball was down upon immediate contact.
He did touch it. It's 1st and 10 from the 1. Unload, pass complete to Champagne out to near the 10-yard line. He's going to be close to a first down. It'll be 2nd and short for the Warriors as the clock ticks away here in the first quarter. And that may be the last play.
Champagne, 3 receptions and a carry in this first quarter. Gives you a sense of how big a part he is of their game plan, especially on a night like tonight.
That's the end of the first quarter. Our score, Pieper 7, Smithson Valley 5. You're enjoying Friday Night Kickoff here on GVTC.
Hey Piper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building Confident Smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Hector Ledesma, Roland J. Reese with you here at Pieper High School. Second quarter action. And off a 1st and 10 to start the second quarter. The handoff straight ahead that to John Hamilton. As he gets out across the 15 to the 16-yard line for a nice pickup.
Nice job of opening that hole by that Warriors offensive line. You can see right from the get-go there was a gap there. Jonathan Aber, Samuel Machagemba, and John Como there forming the interior side of that offensive line.
Another first down. Pass almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of the defender, that being number 17, Colton Hornsby.
Yeah, Colton wants that one back. Tough catch. He had to go up and get it, and he had to falling backward as he tried to haul it in and keep control, but one that he's probably made several times, many, many times throughout his career.
2nd and 10, line of scrimmage is the Pieper 16-yard line. 2 receivers either side for quarterback Keith. Unloads, has a man across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Is a receiver, John Hamilton, who hauls that in.
You're seeing the versatility of Hamilton as well. He's a running back, but they use him in the passing game a lot, especially kind of in that shorter range passing game.
And that apparently moves the chains. It'll be a 1st and 10 once again. Pieper, remember this drive started back at their own 1-yard line. Keith dropping back. Unloading, has a man across the 40, the 45 to near midfield is Champagne.
Interesting the way that was drawn up because Andrew Grindstaff was coming up the seam as well. And Grindstaff taking a lot of attention, opening that middle of the field up for Champagne. Now, Isaiah doesn't need much help to get open, but when another receiver has the defender's attention, makes him that much more dangerous.
3 catches, 88 yards, and 3 touchdowns versus Bernie. Champagne 332 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season coming into play tonight. It's 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Pieper 48. Keith trying to buy time. Unloads downfield. This one a jump on. This one should be picked off.
It is.
And it is. Coming away with that one, Hunter Haug from his cornerback position. Haug played that one almost perfectly, reading the quarterback's eyes.
Caden Keith usually gets away with throwing the ball up like that and letting his receiver make a play for it.
That's his 2nd interception of the season.
You can't make those kinds of mistakes, and you can't just throw the ball up like that against a team like Smithson Valley. Too disciplined, too sound, too fundamental. They're going to find a way to make a play on a play like that. And so I think Caden Keith getting firsthand, in-time education there on what not to do against a program like this.
1st and 10, Rangers. Bad snap. Ball's loose. Ball's recovered into the end zone. Touchdown, Pieper.
Well, what a huge change and what a huge turn. Smithson Valley had just gotten a turnover on the very ensuing play. It just goes through his hands, Roll, and I think he was looking up to go through his progression of reads.
And that was Thor Michaelbust. That's the name of a defensive player as I've ever heard him. His parents must have known he was going to be tough to name him Thor. You better believe it. Falling on the football, and the Warriors are on the scoreboard once again. Extra point good. 10:25 left to go before halftime. And our score now, Pieper 14, Smithson Valley 5. You're enjoying Friday Night Kickoff on GVTC.
Hello, my name is Chris Box.
And I'm Cassie Box.
We are a proud family-owned and operated local roofing company.
At Lynx Roofing, we believe in building lasting relationships with our customers and community, one roof at a time.
Our team is dedicated to ensuring every project is handled with the utmost of detail and professionalism.
We make roofing simple, reliable, and affordable.
So for all your roofing needs,
call Lynx Roofing.
Go Rangers!
The Branch Neighborhood Grill is proud to sponsor our Smithson Valley athletes. We are located just off of Highway 46. We serve good food, cold drinks, and a whole lot of great Rangers. Since 2014, Keith Wing Custom Builders has been delighting owners with one-of-a-kind dream homes. Keith only builds it like he would live in it. Come see what that means.
following that fumble recovery by Thor Michael Bust for the touchdown. Pieper extends their lead now to 14-5 as the kickoff goes out of the back of the end zone, and Smithson Valley will have the football 1st and 10.
And now on the Rangers to see how they respond again. To start the ball game, Pieper came right down, took that opening kickoff, and impressively, and both in a methodical and big play fashion, were able to get the ball in the end zone for the first score of the game. Smithson Valley answering with a field goal, and then we saw the safety and then the ensuing control on offense as well. Well, now they find themselves down 9 following a big turnover that leads to another Pieper 6.
Spradling brings the offense to the line for the Rangers. It's 1st and 10. Their own 25-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Taking a handoff, and I believe Spradling kept it himself. Maybe got a yard out of it. Good defensive pursuit to stop the Smithson Valley quarterback for little gain.
Yeah, they faked to Quentin Sampson. They brought Quentin around on what looked to be an end around. Quentin, big play potential guy, just a junior, and using him as a threat on that play before Spradling kept.
Give him a pickup of 1 at 2nd and 9. Spradling rolling to the right side. Has a man just shy of the 30-yard line. Making the catch there, Preston Baker, senior on this squad.
And a penalty marker on the play.
Baker, big tight end for Smithson Valley. We'll check that marker, see what this is all about.
Yeah, and you, on the throw, let's see what the call is here.
He was about to make it.
Yeah.
Legal receiver downfield.
Ineligible man downfield. Yeah, you know Spradling wants this throw back. Take another look. You don't want to, especially when you've got a receiver in the flat like that. He didn't want Preston to have to work to make that catch. The fact that he did put Preston in an awkward position, falls down obviously in high school. At that point, the play's dead. But I think Cade wanting that throw back, see if he could give him a chance to do something with it after he hauled it in.
That also results in a loss of down. It'll be 3rd and 9 now for Smithson Valley at their own 26-yard line. Spradling looking downfield, pass complete across the 35, the 40, powering his way across the 45-yard line. Brody Day, once again, very active on offense.
Fantastic route there for Brody as well. He was able to create separation. It's a simple curl route is what it looked like. Another look, Spradling. You see Brody just settles in. It's just a hook, little button route. Comes back, turns around, pitch and catch, and then able to carry a couple of defenders for a first down.
That moves the football to the Smithson Valley 46, 1st and 10 Rangers.
Sampson in motion again.
Snap, taking the handoff. Spradling decides to keep it across the 45, midfield and into Pieper territory before he stopped at about the 43-yard line. To make the stop that time was Caleb Gale defensively.
And the reason I pointed out Sampson in motion, Roland, is 3 plays before he went in motion from left to right, according to the formation. He came in motion this time from right to left. So Larry Hill and that offensive coaching staff are setting something up with Quentin. And Pieper knows it. You know, they've got now Quentin Sampson on the brain because of what Coach Hill and his staff is doing with number 6.
That's a pickup of 9, 2nd and 1. Handoff straight ahead. They'll have the first down, and Moores de Hoyos bangs his way across the 40 down to around the 38-yard line before he'll be met there and dropped. Kyler Schempler in on the stop that time for Pieper.
De Hoyos between the runners tackle, between the tackle runner, excuse me, got my words mixed up there. A young man who runs pretty well in space, always keeps the feet moving. Nice job on that play.
1st and 10, 40-yard line. That is the Pieper 40-yard line. The line of scrimmage for Smithson Valley. This time, Spradling going to keep it himself. He's going to be thrown for a loss. Good defensive pursuit that time. Schempler once again. Also had some help from Raja Lopez, the junior defensive back.
Yeah, Pieper read that beautifully, and they were ready to string that out, so Spradling had nowhere to go. They gave him no lanes whatsoever. Cade looking here to see if maybe he can turn it up, and there's nothing there, but there's nothing to the sideline either. They made him go laterally, and they had him covered at every angle.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13, Smithson Valley. From the 43, Spradling once again. Dropping back, pass caught. At the 34-yard line goes the receiver, Quentin Sampson, as he makes a stop there.
Yeah, Sampson in the slot, far slot here among the trips that were on that side. And that route, that position, just running a hook on that play. Little curl. He just stopped and hooked up, and that was a Spradling read as he went through his progressions with 3 receivers here on his left side.
Brady Ginley that time from his linebacker position with a stop for Pieper. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for Smithson Valley. Man in motion, handoff. This is De Hoyos trying to string it to the outside. Nothing doing there. Once again, good defensive pursuit from Raja Lopez. Taking the runner to the sideline.
Yeah, he's going to be, they're going to mark about 4 yards short, which is where the play started, roughly. So, fantastic job of extending that play for Pieper and making him go sideways.
Lopez had some help from Bennett King. This Warriors defense.
Yeah, Raja, playmaker for the Warriors. You've already seen it several times tonight. Big part of this Pieper D.
Big 4th down coming now. 4th and 4 for Smithson Valley. Spradling rolling right side, tries to put it away and keep it. He's going to be stopped, I believe, shy. We'll check this out. I don't know. It depends on where they mark it.
Well, the down marker already has a 4 on it. But they're going to have to change it. 1st down. No. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Okay.
It's a 1st down. I had my eye on the down marker. It stayed at 4 as he moved closer to the down marker, and then he changed it to 1. And then it looked like he hesitated, and then he kept it at 1.
Well, I knew it was going to be based on the spot, and that's exactly what it was. 1st and 10 now, Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is the Pieper 30. Spradling on the delay. Nice handoff. It's again busting out to about the 21-yard line goes the running back. That's Caleb Piegler.
Caleb's first carry of the ball game, and this, I like the way this was drawn up. It looks as though Spradling's going, let's assume that was drawn up that way and that wasn't a busted play and that Spradling didn't expect Piegler to be to his right.
Great call that time. This time whistles and the play is going to stop. See what the call is. It's going to be all indications offsides.
Well, Larry Hill's asking if it's offsides, why'd you stop it? Why'd you blow the whistle?
Yeah, because they're marking this against Pieper.
Right. That's exactly what Coach Hill's asking right now. Why'd you blow the whistle then? You saw him moments ago asking the question.
Yeah.
That's a free play. You know, his team was robbed of a free play opportunity there. At that point, you just chuck it into the end zone, see what happens, especially with a guy like Brody Day.
Absolutely.
But going back to that previous play, Roland, that is a neat play call because as a defender, your natural reaction is to stop as well. You hesitate when you see, oh, the ball's going this way instead.
Handoff once again. Nice hold opening for Piegler as he gets down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. He's running that time from Caleb, adding a spark to that Ranger backfield.
Well, he's a nice change of pace because Daniel De Hoyos does a nice job of getting his several yards, tough running between the tackles. Piegler's got more of a burst. And so it doesn't take much for him to get across that line of scrimmage in a hurry, and then you get him in open space and he's in trouble. Or he is trouble, I should say.
They're marking this at the 5. It's nonetheless 1st and goal, Smithson Valley. The keeper. Now down to around the 3 goes quarterback Cade Spradling. He's met there. Kyler Shepard on the stop, among others.
It's a good luxury to have is your quarterback is a linebacker, so you almost dare the opposing linebackers to tackle your linebacker. You know?
Yeah, it's a nice situation to be in.
It is.
I've seen a few quarterbacks that were big enough to play linebacker, and it's just nice to actually see it in motion here.
And the funny thing is, only you don't see it all that often much anymore because of how mobile quarterbacks are these days.
Spradling, the handoff.
They're giving it to him.
Once again, Piegler into the end zone. And it's a touchdown for Smithson Valley, and they cut into that Pieper lead now.
If not for that second effort, Roland, Piegler doesn't get in. The only reason they gave him that touchdown, he saw the judge on the other end from the Smithson Valley sideline come through, is because of the extension with the ball. Now, if we had instant replay in high school football, we'd probably be looking at this again to see when his knee hit compared to when the ball crossed the goal line. Speaking of, our guys right on cue.
Absolutely, and the conversion is good.
Okay.
2:58 left to go before halftime. And our score is now Pieper 14 and Smithson Valley 12.
Hey, buddy, got your glove?
Yep, I got it right here. You're coming, right?
Of course. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Don't forget the you-know-whats.
Whether you're gearing up for a big project or a big game, GVTC has everything you need to stay connected.
What do you think?
They are going to love these.
From smart security and high-speed internet to TV and phone, GVTC provides cutting-edge technology for your home and business.
Thank you.
You made it. Hey, what is it? Whoa, jersey!
With deep roots in the community.
Back with you now at Pieper Stadium, Warriors Stadium, as the Smithson Valley Rangers have just scored to cut into that lead, 14-12 now. Caleb Piegler with a 2-yard touchdown run. And Piper's going to have the football on offense once again with 2:58 remaining here in the first half.
So we talked about Smithson Valley being able to, how would they answer? And they've been able to do that at the start of the previous drive. They made this a 2-point ball game. Every time Smithson Valley, though, was answered, Piper's come back and reestablished control. 7-0, and then defensive touchdown off the fumble, the direct touchdown off the fumble, to take a then 14-5 lead. So let's see what they've got now.
From the Pieper 25, it's 1st and 10. Handoff straight ahead, getting back to the 25, maybe squirting it for a couple, goes the running back John Hamilton, for he's met there and stopped. And on the stop that time for Smithson Valley, and with Diego Davila.
You know what's interesting, Roland, is I've asked about Brad Sowersby's availability. I'm wondering if anything about Brady Hopper for Pieper.
Pass complete, Champagne across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Boy, he's wrapped up there and dropped by Cade Spradling from his linebacker position this time.
Yeah, just to finish the thought on Brady, he's a young man who's such a big play, big part of this Pieper offense. 192 yards rushing coming in, 38 carries.
3rd and 4 for Pieper. Keith dropping back, looking for his receiver. Little quick out across the 30, the 35-yard line, down to about the 37. And they're looking for a penalty marker that time as Hamilton made the reception. I know that'll definitely move the chains, but I don't know if I saw any laundry. We'll check this out, and apparently I did. Personal foul.
He got a late hit there on the sideline. It was tough to see because it happened right in front of the Pieper bench, essentially the Pieper sideline here.
Yeah, he steps out, and right there is what they're calling it on.
I can see that call. I also see that in real time that from a defensive perspective, that's a bang-bang play. You're going full speed. He takes a big step out of bounds, and so it looks worse than it is.
Smithson Valley 48, 1st down, Pieper. Keith looks to unload, looking downfield, has a man all by himself, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Cash Lancaster. And, oh, man, he's beating himself up, you could tell.
Oh, Cash is going to have nightmares about that one.
He was all by himself.
He had a big game 2 weeks ago in Pieper's huge win against Davenport.
Speaking of, just saw Brady Hopper on the sideline.
Yeah, interesting, because like Brad Sowersby, Hopper was on this week's depth chart as well. So each team, at least in this first half, without a big play running back that they rely so much on.
Although it's interesting to note that though the big play running backs haven't been in there, Pieper has gotten the contribution, of course, from Hamilton, as we saw, and Smithson Valley certainly got it from Caleb Fiegler. And right now we got a bit of a timeout. Let's hear about some of our sponsors there. Hector, if you would, please.
Well, this GVTC Friday night kickoff is brought to you by The Branch, Keith Wing Custom Builders, Zachariah Ranch, Zachariah Development, Advanced Auto Parts, and Lynx Roofing. So thank you to all of our fantastic sponsors making not only this broadcast, but broadcasts on GVTC and across the streams of networks of the productions that bring you high school football from not only Pieper and Smithson Valley, but also throughout the Hill Country, the I-35 corridor, and greater San Antonio. So thank you for all you do and your sponsorship and your support. It is key to being able to bring high school football live to audiences and captive audiences at that, Roland. Nowadays, it's wonderful to have this option of stream. Technology is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Absolutely, and thank you for what you're doing to these young men out here and these young women, all these students out here who are with us. You're giving them a showcase, giving them a chance to show off maybe to some universities who could certainly use them at their place of higher learning. 2nd and 10. Keith unloading, looking downfield. He's got Champagne at the 15. Oh, what a catch.
He high-pointed it. He was falling out of bounds. Fantastic body control. Isaiah Champagne's just a player. I mean, down the sideline, this is not an easy catch to make. He has to adjust. That wasn't in the breadbasket. Had to turn his body.
1st and 10, line of scrimmage, the Smithson Valley 15 for Pieper with 1:22 remaining here in the first half. Quick pass intended for Drake. Ball batted away. Hornsby back on the coverage that time for Smithson Valley. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Evan running a slant, took 2 steps up the field and then cut it up diagonally. And I think you mentioned the ball was tipped there, Roland, right? And so I think that's exactly what happened is the Smithson Valley defender was able to get his hands on the ball, causing that incompletion.
It's 2nd and 10. Keith the give straight ahead. This is Hamilton across the 10, the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Pieper.
Hamilton doesn't need a whole lot of room to operate. He got it, and then once he got past that initial wave of Smithson Valley defenders, there was not much real estate to go before he got into the end zone and taking full advantage. And we talked about both teams answering. They've done just that.
Extra point is true with 1:11 remaining here before halftime. Our score is Pieper 21, Smithson Valley 12. Back with more in a moment here on Friday Night Kickoff on GVTC.
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building confident smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Yes. 15-yard touchdown, Hamilton's second touchdown of the night for the Pieper Warriors, and they get on the scoreboard one more time here before halftime. 1:11 left, 21-12 our score now. Pieper on top.
Big response there for the Warriors, Roland. You know, both teams have traded shots all game long, and the Warriors continuing that trend with that John Hamilton score.
This time the return on for Smithson Valley across the 15, the 20. Outside across the 25 down to around the 27 goes Brody Day.
You see the passion.
Yes, indeed. Let's take a look at that last touchdown run here. Hamilton Just when he finds that hole, that's when he hits the next gear and takes it into the end zone. That's why he and Brady Hopper is thunder and lightning.
The holding on the, or block in the back there on the return for the Rangers. Yet Hamilton did a nice job there of cutting that outside. You know, he's not a big guy, and so when he's in space, it's not obvious. His running lane is not always obvious. But he got past that initial front line of Smithson Valley, got himself in some space, and then he was able to bounce it out to the outside. Not always easy to do, but he was able to find that crease. And it's 21-12 here, and 1:04 still for Smithson Valley to go. Look, they've got 2 timeouts remaining, so plenty of time given the circumstances for the Rangers.
And they can get on the board. Once again, the overall record, Smithson Valley coming in at 3-1. Pieper is undefeated thus far on the 2024 campaign. 1st and 10, line of scrimmage is the 11-yard line. Here's the pitch far side, across the 15, down to around the 17-yard line. Goes the running back, Daniel De Hoyos. Vivian's in on the stop that time, among others for Pieper.
First time we've seen that pitch. Most of the Rangers' runs have come either on dive-type plays, handoffs up the middle. That time they went to the exterior with the pitch.
Gain of 7. It's 2nd and 3 now as the clock continues to run at just about half a minute left to go here in the first half. Here's Spradling. He's going to call his own number and cross the 25, the 30, down to around the 32-yard line before he's met there and taken down. And we have called Caleb Gale's name a couple of times this evening, and he's in on the stop that time.
The Rangers taking a timeout, stopping the clock with 22.7 seconds to go. So they're at the 31 now. They still have 1 timeout left. So right now, Coach Hill and that coaching staff talking to the guys about being smart with that clock here. Expect to see passes toward the sideline on these next couple plays, because what you want to do is you want to save your timeout for the field goal attempt. So you don't want to have to burn your timeout if you don't have to. And right now what Coach Hill's reminding his guys too is if a play does develop up the middle and that's where it ends up going, you got to hurry up to the line of scrimmage and you got to kill the clock.
All that clock should stop on the first down, correct?
Only to move the chains. But when the refs will start, and really it's interesting the way it works because it's at the ref's discretion. If the ref says start it now and the players are nowhere near the line of scrimmage, there goes the clock again.
Well, from the Smithson Valley 31, it's 1st and 10 Rangers. Spradling dropping back, looking downfield. He's being wrapped up and sacked.
And that should be the last play of the first half because at this point, that's the worst thing that could happen if you're Smithson Valley. And if you're Pieper, there's not enough time to force them to try to punt to you. Given the down and distance, it's still only 2nd down.
For Michael Bust, Brendan Hinojosa meeting at the quarterback from their defensive lineman positions, and it's halftime. Our score, Pieper 21, Smithson Valley 12. Halftime activities on the way, and we thank you for joining us tonight for Friday Night Kickoff. This is GVTC.
The Branch Neighborhood Grill is proud to sponsor our Smithson Valley athletes. We are located just off of Highway 46. We serve good food, cold drinks, and a whole lot of great Rangers. Since 2014, Keith Wing Custom Builders has been delighting owners with one-of-a-kind dream homes. Keith only builds it like he would live in it. Come see what that means.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Hello, my name is Chris Box.
And I'm Cassie Box.
We are a proud family-owned and operated local roofing company.
At Lynx Roofing, we believe in building lasting relationships with our customers and community, one roof at a time.
Our team is dedicated to ensuring every project is handled with the utmost of detail and professionalism.
We make roofing simple, reliable, and affordable.
So for all your roofing needs,
call Lynx Roofing.
Go Rangers!
Halftime here from Pieper Warrior Stadium on the campus of Pieper High School. And it's UIL competition season for these bands, these award-winning bands. And you're going to get to enjoy both of them this evening right now. It's the Smithson Valley High School Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Smithson Valley Mighty Ranger Marching Band. Fine job. Good to see him this evening. And you're in for a treat because the Pieper Warrior Band is on the way. And they'll be here next as you're enjoying halftime. Right here on Friday Night Kickoff on GVTC.
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter? Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Friday Night Kickoff here on GVTC. Halftime continues as now we enjoy the sights and sounds of the Pieper Warrior Mighty High School Band.
The Silver Stars are being led onto the field by Junior Lieutenant Logan Nicky, Junior Lieutenant Sadie Salas, Junior Lieutenant Sophie Ziegler, Senior Lieutenant Dee Cody, Lieutenant Colonel Estee Kuhn, and your Colonel Kyla Moeller. Social Committee President is Zoe Owens. Spirit Girl of the Week is Emmy Kuhn. And the Dancer of the Week is Kimball Majors. Please enjoy your sister kit to We Are Family. is Elena Anderson. The Pieper cheer team is under the direction of singing infield with assistance by Cheyenne Bond.
Hey, buddy, got your glove?
Yep, I got it right here. You're coming, right?
Of course. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Don't forget the you-know-whats.
Whether you're gearing up for a big project or a big game, GVTC has everything you need to stay connected.
What do you think?
They are going to love these.
From smart security and high-speed internet to TV and phone, GVTC provides cutting-edge technology for your home and business.
Thank you.
You made it. Hey, what is it? Whoa, jerseys!
With deep roots in the community, we're committed to building a stronger, better, connected future for the areas we serve. Our GVTC Foundation's charitable support and industry-leading products help you stay connected to what matters most. GVTC, connecting you.
So, where are we eating?
With GVTC's blazing fast fiber speeds,
3.5 stars, not a chance we try anything under 4.
you might feel like other things in life are taking a little longer than before.
Ooh, what sounds better, La Fiesta or Dumpling Palace?
Oh, Dumpling Palace.
Ew, gross.
We may not be able to speed up your dinner decisions, but we can provide fast and consistent premium Wi-Fi to search all the available options. Enjoy the GVTC difference, and please be patient with things that may have seemed to
Wait, what are we gonna watch?
slow down a bit. GVTC, connecting you.
The Branch Neighborhood Grill is proud to sponsor our Smithson Valley athletes. We are located just off of Highway 46. We serve good food, cold drinks, and a whole lot of great Rangers. Since 2014, Keith Wing Custom Builders has been delighting owners with one-of-a-kind dream homes. Keith only builds it like he would live in it. Come see what that means.
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building confident smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
The Pieper High School halftime is proud to welcome drum majors Aaron Delagarza, Eleni Perez, Ava Taylor, and Lainey Flores, and your Pieper High School Band of Warriors. The Pieper Band of Warriors is under the direction of Band Director Evan Berry and Assistant Directors Alan Connor, Scott Lowe, and Thomas Schaefer. The color guard is under the direction of John Arroyo. Pieper Branch Middle School Directors are Dane Vereen and Kendall Tucker. Bull Verde Middle School Directors are Daniel Eicher and Taylor Lovato Cruz.
We've been enjoying the sights and sounds of the Pieper Warrior Mighty High School Band. We got highlights of the first half on the way and a whole lot more as we get set for the second half right here on Friday Night Kickoff on GVTC. Back with you now at halftime as both teams back on the field for second half action. Take a look at some highlights from the first half. Here's the first touchdown of the game. That was, of course, Hamilton going over from 1 yard out. One of 2 touchdowns that half. Here was that interception by Smithson Valley. You see coming over to make the pick that time, Hunter Haug. And then the next play, miscue from center to cornerback. Touchdown by Michael Bus falling on the football. And we see Pregame with a touchdown for Smithson Valley. Brought a spark to that offense. And once again, John Hamilton. Spark that fired up the offense for Pieper. Our score heading into the second half. Pieper on top of Smithson Valley, 21-12. As we get set to kick this thing off.
No shortage of highlights in a ball game that was well played, and so Smithson Valley, who won the toss but deferred, now gets its first shot, down by 9 to begin the second half.
And we're underway. As Miranda gets his right foot into that. This one handled. Brody Day at the 20, the 25, the 30, and he's off to the races across midfield and into Pieper territory, the 40, the 30, down to the 20, touchdown saving tackle that time.
Brady Ginley got him, and Brady had a good angle on him. And good thing, too, because if he doesn't, as you mentioned, then Smithson Valley starting the third quarter, and Brody's done this before. He returned a kick for a touchdown last week. So no stranger is Brody Day to returning big kicks. It was a blowout win against Champion. One of them was a Brody Day kickoff return.
From the Pieper 19, it's 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Spradling looks over to the sideline. Here's a handoff across the 20. It's Pregame at the 10, 5 out of bounds at the 3. Chris Vivian's in on the stop that time for Pieper.
Nice job of running but staying in control by Pregame. You can see he was kind of, even if he was, as he was going full strength and full speed, still kind of taking his time, pacing as he got to that sideline, waiting to see what developed. Now finally they were able to get him out of bounds, but not until he picked up another first down to bring up 1st and goal rolling.
They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Smithson Valley about to make a statement here to get the second half started.
Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much for them to answer.
2 receivers to the far side. Pregame. And Spradling's hip. Spradling going to keep it himself across the 3. They're going to wrap him up at about the 3-yard line. Then, of course, Nito Spina getting up off the bottom of that pile, and some help from Chris Vivians as well.
Josh Menchaca in there as well. Every time that Spradling's try to take off and go up the middle, that Warrior defense has been waiting for him. The front seven's done a nice job of staying home and recognizing that he's as big, if not a bigger threat, with his legs.
2nd and goal, Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is the Pieper 3. Give this time. Pregame wrapped up. Might have picked up a yard before Michael Bust. Big Thor coming over to make the stop from his defensive end position.
And when you get down here, things tighten up. It allows Brendan Hinojosa, who plays tackle, Will Potts, who plays nose. You mentioned Thor Michael Bust. He's on the end there. We talked about Ginley a little while ago, Spina, Kyle Shepler, Michael Briggs. Those front 7, they're able to hone in when you're running out of land down here.
3rd and goal, line of scrimmage, the 3-yard line. Spradling fakes a handoff, tries to get rid of the football. He was looking in the direction of Preston Baker, but felt pressure coming from that Pieper defense, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
He tried to Mahomes this, Roland. Watch this. Just get it there any way possible. It doesn't have to be a throw, just kind of a flip, a forward flip.
Yeah, well, he was rolling out to his left, of course, right-handed quarterback.
Yeah, that's tough to do. And under pressure, had no choice.
So this from the 10 be a 20-yard field goal attempt coming from the foot of Amaya. Kick is up, and it's good. With 10:14 left to go in the third quarter, our new score now is Pieper 21, Smithson Valley 15. Back with more second half action in just a moment here on Friday Night Kickoff on GVTC.
Hey, buddy, got your glove?
Yep, I got it right here. You're coming, right?
Of course. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Don't forget the you-know-whats.
Whether you're gearing up for a big project or a big game, GVTC has everything you need to stay connected.
What do you think?
They are going to love these.
From smart security and high-speed internet to TV and phone, GVTC provides cutting-edge technology for your home and business.
Thank you.
You made it. Hey, what is it? Whoa, jersey!
With deep roots in the community, we're committed to building a stronger, better, connected future for the areas we serve. Our GVTC Foundation's charitable support and industry-leading products help you stay connected to what matters most. GVTC, connecting you.
20-yard field goal off the left foot of Trent Amaya. Puts the Rangers back on the scoreboard, 21-15 with 10:14 remaining here in the third quarter. Kick goes out of bounds, and Pieper will take over on offense, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is their own 25.
Well, Smithson Valley throughout this ball game has refused to go down. As you take a look, Roland, at what the Warriors are coming off of. Now, mind you, this 12-2 regular season last year comes off the heels of a 2-8 campaign in 2022. So how about that turnaround, to go from 2 wins to 12-2 in a spot in the regional final in a season that saw them win 11 straight games last year.
1st and 10 for Pieper from the 25-yard line. Here's a pitch coming near side. And there's Brady Hopper. We see him carry the football for the first time this evening. Across the 25 down to around the 27-yard line. Pickup of a couple. Be 2nd down.
And if you're Pieper, this bodes well. You were able to build a 9-point lead at the half. I know it's since been cut to 6, but you're able to get on top at the half without one of your best players in Brady Hopper.
2nd down, pass complete at about the 29 before Champaign, yes indeed, wrapped up.
They went to him early in the ball game and then were able to get him the ball a couple of times in the second quarter. But for the most part, Champaign relatively quiet for the better part of that second portion of the second quarter. Pieper looking to get him involved early here in the second half.
3rd and 7 now. Pieper, line of scrimmage, their own 28-yard line. Here's Keith. Across the middle, in and out of the hands of Champaign. You don't see that too often.
They went 5 wides on that, and they had Champaign on the interior of the trips that were down to Keith's left. And so what they did is they tried to bring Mr. Champaign across the middle there, kind of a drag, maybe an elongated slant route, trying to clear that zone and hoping that he'd find a space, but that throw a little bit behind him.
Well, Pieper going to have to punt this thing away. Oh, bad snap over the punter's head. Chasing it down, trying to pick it up. He's not going to get away. Ball on the ground, recovered that time by Colton Hornsby for a touchdown.
And guess what, Roland?
Smithson Valley takes the lead for the first time tonight.
Just like that. You hang around, you keep at it, you stay in your opponent's face, and even if they've had control for most of the game, all it takes is plays like this. That's a bad snap. And so there's very little at that point that Carter Norsworthy can do. Poor guy's just trying to kick it away once they get into the end zone.
Defenders got in front of it, blocked it, and a good heads-up play that time by Hornsby to haul that in. The extra point is good. And with 9:11 remaining in the third quarter, we've got a brand new ball game. Smithson Valley 22, Pieper 21. Back with more in a moment. Friday night kickoff here on GVTC.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise. that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Back with you now at Warrior Field, campus of Pieper High School, where the Smithson Valley Rangers have taken the lead for the first time this evening, 22-21. Bad snap, blocked punt. Colton Hornsby falling on the football in the end zone. The extra point by Amaya Good. As we see the kickoff there, it'll be taken by the Pieper Warriors now. As they mark this at the 25, I believe they're going to mark it at the 25.
On the replay here, the bad snap on the punt, this is the one time you can excuse a player, Roland, for not just falling on the ball. You don't blame the kid for trying to make something happen, because if he falls on it, that's an automatic safety. You want to see if maybe he can get it and just get enough space to get the punt off.
They're going to mark this where the ball was last touched, which is the 12-yard line. So it's first down for Pieper. As this time Hamilton blasting ahead for a couple of tough yards. To make that stop, that was P.K. Miller, among others.
Tough spot on the kickoff return for Isaiah Champagne. Yes, it might have rolled out of bounds, but if you're Isaiah, you can't take that chance. That's a live ball with Smithson Valley coming right at you.
Keith back to pass. A little bit too low for Hamilton. He heard steps from Liam McGee, who was back there defensively. It'll be third down for Pieper. 3rd and 6, line of scrimmage. Their own 16-yard line.
This is a huge play. You can feel the momentum has shifted. And right now, Pieper on uneven ground. They're not settled, little frantic. Obviously, the last several plays a big reason, but they've got to find a way to settle down here.
3rd and 6, handoff straight ahead. Nice running that time.
That'll do it. Big first down.
Getting out ahead, that's the quickness of John Hamilton. As he just found that little daylight. As you can see here on the replay, right there the hole, and he turns on the speed.
Not all first downs are created equal, Roland. They needed that in a big way. Now let's see if they can keep it going.
1st and 10, Keith dropping back, pass, this one complete across the 35, down to around the 38-yard line. Goes Hamilton once again as Hornsby back defensively for Smithson Valley.
Well, credit John for really steadying this team through these last 2 plays. They needed something, and Hamilton's given it to them the last couple of plays. That's not an easy catch to make in traffic.
Another first down for Pieper. Here's the handoff straight ahead across the 40. Hamilton once again might as well dance with who brung you. There to make the stop, Hudson Woods from his defensive end position for Smithson Valley.
Yeah, Hudson Woods, a young man's name who we haven't said a whole lot tonight, but Hudson, that standout defensive player, certainly on that line for Smithson Valley, getting a lot of looks to play at the next level. You see the size, the skill, easy to see why.
Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8, Pieper, line of scrimmage. Their own 40-yard line. Keith dropping back, looking downfield. Scrambling, passing, finding his receiver. That being Andrew Grindstaff. Seahawks in his first catch of the night.
That's a credit to the Smithson Valley defense that they've managed to hold Grindstaff without a catch to this point. He's a big part of what the Pieper offense, does, and finally getting him a touch midway through the 3rd quarter just about.
That moves the chains. It'll be another first down for Pieper. Keith, once again, left side. He's got Champagne across the 35 down to around the 37-yard line.
See, and now, Roland, now they're settled. Now this is their pace. They're playing their ball. You know, they needed that first down by Hamilton. Hamilton then getting them another first down. Now they found a rhythm, and this is the way they like to play offense. They play at a pace. They throw it around, look for different guys, and they're in their element right now.
Correction, the 43 is the line of scrimmage. Gain of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Handoff, this Hamilton trying to bust ahead. I believe he might have got it. It depends on the mark once again.
Well, the previous possession, the first time in this ball game that Pieper did not answer a Smithson Valley score. That's been the rhythm of this ball game, is Pieper's jumped on top, Smithson Valley is countered, but the Warriors always had control. That pattern was broken on the previous possession. But Pieper looking to make up for it here.
This time the hands off, no doubt about it. Hopper across the 40 down to around the 36-yard line, that being the Smithson Valley 36. The big man bulls his way on to a first down for the Pieper Warriors.
And it's interesting because you don't normally say this about Brady Hopper because he's a mainstay, but right now, the way this game's played out, is a nice change of pace from Hamilton.
Absolutely. You key on that and you come with another weapon, and there you go. Penalty markers down. Pass complete. This is Drake at the 10. Wrapped up at about the 9-yard line. Defensively, Hunter Howe get on the stop for Smithson Valley. Let's check that laundry.
Yeah, we'll see what the penalty was for. I can tell you Drake was wide open as he dragged across the middle there. It's not going to stand.
They got Warriors for holding. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the second completion to Drake tonight that has been negated due to penalties.
See, Drake is on the bottom of your screen, well, the left side of your screen, and he was open from the get-go. There was either some miscommunication or we found a really soft spot in that zone defense, but either way, Keith had numerous moments on that rollout on which he could have hit a wide-open Drake.
So now 1st and 20. This moves the ball back to the Smithson Valley 47. Keith, feeling pressure, unloads it just a little bit too far over the head of his intended receiver, John Hamilton, and it'll be second down.
Credit the pressure there by the Smithson Valley. You see again, at that point, you're just running for your life at that point. You got to find a way to make a play. Caleb Barrow doing a nice job of letting Caden Keith know that he was there. Keith, little chance to escape the tackle. Knew he had to get rid of it before he wanted to and wasn't able to connect with Hamilton.
Got to get to the Smithson Valley 27 for a first down. 2nd and 20, Pieper. Keith dropping back, looking. Trying to buy time, feeling a little pressure. He puts it away, and he'll scramble across the 40 down to around the 38-yard line. Wrapped up there. Kyle Bierman from his defensive tackle position in on the stop.
Hudson Woods was coming. Watch. Look at 92. There he is. Keith just able to escape. Turns a positive play of it.
Absolutely. Picked up 7 on the scrambles. The clock ticks down. Now under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 3rd and 13 for Pieper. They're on the Smithson Valley 40. Pitch coming the other way. This is Grindstaff. Across the 35, the 30, ball on the ground. Smithson Valley's going to pick it up, and they're going to say he's down. Hornsby almost with his second fumble recovery of the evening.
I know the replay guy's in the truck. There you go, guys. Same the wavelength here. Look at this. Was he down?
I guess they're going to say his knee was down.
That's bang, bang. I think if we slow that down, we might get a better angle. That was tough to tell in live speed. It looked initially to the naked eye like he probably was down, but I would not be surprised if that's slowed down, to see if maybe it was an actual fumble.
On that 4th and 4, Pieper, pass complete to Champagne across the 15, out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. He's run out there by Diego Davila, and they converted. It's going to be first down, Pieper.
My goodness, Ron, to go and in that play call to roll him out, give him a little bit more time. He's been facing pressure the last couple of plays. Get to Champagne there on the outside.
I love Champagne looking that into his hands. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. They can pick up a first at the 3. Here's a pitch to Champagne coming the other way. He'll get down to about the 10, and that's it. Or he's met there and stopped. Hornsby in on the stop of the Rangers that time.
The trend continues, and justifiably so, of Pieper trying to get the ball in Champagne. You look at Isaiah's gassed. He's tired. Hands on the hips. They're trying to get him the ball in every way possible at every opportunity here.
2nd and 8. Keith calling, dropping back. Now stepping up into the pocket. He'll take it himself across the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Pieper.
Worked out for Caton. He's looking around. Is there a flag? Yep, there is.
There is a penalty marker on the field. I didn't even see him drop a flag.
I didn't see the flag either, but as soon as he crossed the end zone and started going into a celebration,
wow.
I saw him start looking around and saying, what, is this not going to count? Now, right here, he's got Grindstaff open. But at that point, he's decided he's going to run. It worked out in terms of the play.
There it is, right there on Spradling. That's what's being called.
That's the personal foul? That was a personal foul call, wasn't it?
Hanson say you cannot block him like that.
Let's cheer on our offense.
Let's see. That wasn't. We'll have to check that. I don't believe that was Spradling that was being blocked that time, but we'll check that out. That's saying that's where the infraction occurred. 2nd and 19. Keith dropping back. Keith unloading. He's got a man by himself. Guess who?
The one guy you can't afford to leave in the end zone. Well, you don't want to leave anybody in the end zone, but the guy you would expect least to be wide open down there.
Isaiah Champagne. Beautiful. He had steps just all by his lonesome, and once again, looks that ball into his hands. Touchdown, Pieper.
Deep post route, Roland. It was basically he ran 10 yards down the field, maybe 15, and then he took the angle.
2-point conversion attempt coming up for the Warriors as they take the lead back now, 27-22 for the moment. Keith dropping back, lobbing this, and by himself, Zevin Drake. Let him get in on the scoring festivities, and why not? 3:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Our new score now, Pieper 29, Smithson Valley 22. Back with more in a moment. Friday night kickoff on GVTC. Isaiah Champagne with a touchdown catch, 2-point conversion to Evan Drake. Puts the Warriors back out in front 29-22 as they kick off to Smithson Valley with just over 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And the return coming across the 20. Banging out the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That's Spradling on the return.
Yep, they got the quarterback returning kicks.
New Champagne, all in that one in.
Yeah, it was a nice job of finding that opening there within the coverage zones. Way with the official call.
Yeah, apparently another penalty. Smithson Valley's going to get penalized for this one. And that's going to back him up here following a really nice return that time by Kate Spradling.
Well, we've talked tonight about how Cade Spradling does a lot of his damage with his legs. A quarterback who can run at you and not only run but hurt you while he's doing it. And they use him on kickoffs as well as when he takes off out of the shotgun formation.
1st and 10, line of scrimmage from the 15. New quarterback in the game now. Is that time on the pitch? That was Quentin Sampson trying to make something happen. Good defensive pursuit that time by the Pieper defense. Tyler Knutson now in at quarterback. I know he's been sharing time with Spradling at the quarterback position.
Yeah, this not uncharacteristic for the Rangers. You know, they'll get Ty in there. He's attempted 29 passes so far this season, thrown for 144 yards.
Loss of 5 on the play at 2nd and 15 as Knutson unloads this one. Day, nice catch across the 25 to the 26-yard line before he'll be hit there and dropped by Bennett King.
It's a good throw by Knutson. First throw of the ball game. Put that one on a rope. It was high, but it was high so that Brody Day could go get it in traffic. Nice job by Knutson. That's not an easy throw to make, especially when it's your first of the ball game.
Well, we got under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Smithson Valley had the lead there momentarily until Pieper just recently took it back over and are up a touchdown, 29-22. It's 1st and 10, line of scrimmage to Smithson Valley 26, handoff on the delay. That's Brad Sowersby. I believe, check that. Is that Sowersby?
Yes,
back
it is.
There
It's
you
26.
go.
That's his first carry.
Sowersby, as we talked about, 29 carries, 193 yards, and 4 touchdowns heading into play tonight. He's averaging almost 8 yards a carry every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, he's been, like Hopper for Pieper, a big piece of what Smithson Valley does, especially on the ground. And like Hopper, you didn't see him in the first half, and showing you why on that play he is so valuable. Good runner inside. He can get to the outside. He's got good speed as well.
He got 9 that time. 2nd and 1, Smithson Valley. Snap, handoff straight ahead. Sowersby will get to the 40, maybe the 41. Boy, he's met there. Hinojosa, I believe, on the stop that time. It'll help as well. Coming over from Josh Menchaca.
Ty Knutson in there at quarterback. Ty is just a sophomore. Good size, bright future. Easy to forget he's very young.
Movement. I think they're going to get Pieper that time for movement. So it looked like he had a free play, although things were kind of discombobulated there for a moment. I believe that they should have had a free play, if I'm not mistaken, if that indeed was movement on the defense.
Yeah, this is what Larry Hill was asking. Why didn't this play out this way earlier in the ball game?
And it certainly is. It's offside against Pieper. So, I mean, you got to tip your cap to Knutson that time. He had the presence of mind to keep the play going.
Right.
But they'll go ahead and take the yardage. Smithson Valley 45 is now the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who moves. You're taught as a quarterback, doesn't matter who moves. You keep on playing until you hear that whistle. Throw it, hand it off, whatever the design play is, especially if there's a penalty, take the shot and throw it.
1st and 5, Knutson. The handoff to Sowersby on the delay. Across midfield, he'll have the first down and more as he's brought down at about the 44-yard line. In on the stop that time, Brendan Hinojosa for Pieper.
And you see how much of a difference Brad makes right away. Senior running back, able to get to the outside. A lot of backs would have cut this back inside. But he sees daylight and he goes. Controlled while he's doing it, but athletic and a good player for these Rangers.
1st and 10 Rangers, line of scrimmage. It's the Pieper 45. Knutson unloads this looking for Day. Penalty marker. I don't know who they're going to call this one on. Is back defensively. That was Grant Oling.
I think they're getting Oling rolling. He impeded Brody Day's path to the ball before the ball got there. And to begin with, Knutson taking the shot because, again, Pieper moved up front.
Well, I think we have 2 flags on the field, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check this out. Offsides on the defense is refused, and you have personal foul. They got Oling that time. It's going to be a first down.
So of those two, obviously the pass interference, the one you want to take.
See, there it looked like Day put his hands on him first, but apparently that's not where the infraction occurred.
I think what doesn't help, I've heard the argument, and it's a good argument, it's a sound argument, that defensive backs are at a disadvantage when it comes to interference penalties. I get that. But the moment you stand in front of the receiver, you're going to get a call on you every single time. because that's what the official sees.
Well, moves a football. 1st and 10. Handoff on the delay. Coming near side, Soursby. He'll get down across the 26, wrapped up at about the 25-yard line. Zeros on the clock. That'll bring the third quarter to an end. We got one more quarter of football. You don't want to go anywhere. 29-22, Pieper on top of Smithson Valley. It's Friday night kickoff on GVTC.
Not the fun part of being a dad, but I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me.
Concerning you?
Yeah. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella, and
Arlo?
I wasn't eavesdropping. He's always watching you. His videos are secure. This guy sounds like a creep.
It's not.
Your privacy is very important to me, and I think you need to make better decisions when it comes to boys. And this Arlo is not a boy that I think you should be dating.
You're dating someone?
Yeah, Arlo. I heard you guys talking about him.
Arlo.
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. We were talking about how great they are and how safe they make me feel. Arlo's not a boy.
Well, that's a boy's name.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera. Named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
We start the fourth quarter. Hector Ledesma, yours truly, Roland J. Reese. And Soursby carrying the football once again for Smithson Valley across the 20, across the 10, powering his way before he's knocked out of bounds. Vivian's in on the stop that time for Pieper.
Brad has just totally changed the dynamic here for Smithson Valley. They've been effective on the ground, no doubt. But he's just added an element to where he allows them to break plays. It's not just a 3, 4, 5-yard gain that sets up a good second down situation. He's putting them in situations now where they're getting first downs upon first downs.
From the 10-yard line, it's first down, Smithson Valley. Knudsen, the handoff. Soursby wide out to the 5, the 4 before he's wrestled down. And on the stop that time, that was Josh Menchaca.
And you see him coming left here, and then perfect example there. He's coming out left, little juke, and he goes back inside. A lot of backs aren't able to give you that. Oh, those are penalty, and this one's coming back.
That apparently, wow.
They're back at the 20. It must be a spot foul, so it must be holding. I didn't see the flag, and obviously I didn't see the official make the signal either, or else I wouldn't be assuming. But based on the fact that they're back on the 20, that tells me it's a spot foul and more than likely a holding call.
So now 1st and 20, line of scrimmage is the Pieper 20-yard line. Quarterback Ty Knudsen. Here's the pitch coming near side across to the 15. Goes Caleb Piegler. And I don't know, maybe a combination of Piegler and Soursby, as we've been seeing, shake things up a little bit offensively for Smithson Valley.
You see, they've put Quentin Sampson in this kind of motion throughout the ball game. Now they're doing with Piegler, whereas Sampson was a decoy when they did it with him in the first half. Piegler getting the touch here, good for 5 yards. So you know Smithson Valley doing that to keep Pieper off balance.
Pair of receivers to the far side, single receiver near side on this second down. 15 to go. Second and goal. Here's Knudsen looking end zone. Pass incomplete. That was intended for number 43, Diego Davila.
Yeah. Diego fell down. He was looking to make his break, and he slipped. And so once that happened, there was no shot of completing that. You just hope at that point if you're Smithson Valley that that's not picked. But the ball far enough to where that wasn't the case. But it's as simple as that. The reason Diego wasn't there in time was because he fell down.
All big third down coming up now for the Rangers. A couple of receivers break to the far side. The snap, Knudsen. It's a handoff. He got sacked, dropped the football for a minute. That time, Thor Michaelbus, huge hit. Knutson dropped the football, had the presence of mind, I guess, to fall on it. So the Rangers retain possession.
You could see it coming, Roland. You could see Michael Bosch just zeroing in. And you're holding your breath if you're Smithson Valley and thinking, hold on to the ball because this is going to be a vicious hit. And you're salivating if you're Pieper at the thought of a potential turnover.
Field goal attempt, this one coming from the 35, so a 45-yard shot this time for Amaya. Snap is down, the kick is up. And the kick is no good. So that's Amaya's second miss of the evening. And the Warriors are going to take over 1st and 10. I believe we've got some sponsorships to say hello to, and a very special thank you to as well.
Well, this broadcast brought to you by The Branch. Also brought to you by Keith Wing Custom Builders. Zachariah Ranch is Zachariah Development, Advanced Auto Parts, and Lynx Roofing. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely. First down, Pieper. On the run across the 35, the 40, out at about the 42-yard line. Yes, it's Hamilton. That time he's run out of bounds, and then on the stop that time was Diego Davila.
Because so many of Piper's games are high scoring, their offense, and because of the individual talent they have on that side of the ball, their offense gets a lot of love, but their defense comes up big in moments too, Roland. It's a good defense and not a huge stop.
1st and 10 Warriors from their own 43. It's Hamilton once again across midfield and into Smithson Valley territory before he's wrapped up. Hornsby in on the stop that time.
It's a Pieper team that has knocked off Johnson. A reminder that Johnson beat Judson to start its season, so impressive victory there. Pieper putting it on Davenport a couple of weeks ago, so another impressive victory there. And getting out to 4-0, it's an offense that just hums, and a lot of times that defense getting lost in the shadow.
2nd and 1 to give Hamilton. Straight ahead, he'll have the first down. He's tripped up. Fiegler in on the stop that time. Caleb Piegler for Smithson Valley, but not before they move the chains, and it'll be another Pieper first down. 8:47 remaining in the ball game tonight. In a game that's been close all the way, still plenty of time left.
Yes. Although this is a big drive for the Warriors. A 2-touchdown lead would be huge at this juncture of the game.
Keith, handoff on the delay. This is Hamilton. Finds the 45, out of bounds at about the 43. Hornsby escorted him past the out of bounds line.
And as I say that, a 10-point lead, if they can get a field goal, would be huge in this ball game.
Penalty of face mask called on Smithson Valley. Well, I tell you, you try to eliminate penalties. Penalties are going to happen, as we mentioned last night in last night's contest. Penalties are going to happen, but boy, this one big. This one big. I think that defensive unit's going to hear about this.
And Pieper on its way. We talked about those wins against Johnson and Davenport. They opened the season by scoring 38 against Bernie, put 38 on Johnson, 42 against Davenport, 35 a week ago against Wagner.
From the Smithson Valley 28, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. Hamilton across the 25, down to around the 23-yard line. Pickup of about 5. Should be 2nd and 5.
You see Hamilton doing a nice job of just staying inside the tackles. You know, right now, as there's plenty of time left, but as Pieper has the ball and is driving up 7, you're still cognizant of the time left on the clock. You're in the 4th quarter. And so the best case scenario is you go on a lengthy drive and you get points at the end of it. Yes, you want the points either way, but best case scenario, you take time off the clock and you get the score.
2nd down, the fake to Hamilton. Or he actually handed off to Hamilton. He faked the announcer. That's what happened. Handed off. Fake the pass.
Look at this replay, Roland. This is what I was talking about a little while ago. Look at Hamilton. He has an option to go outside and string it out. He keeps it inside right here. Look, watch. Instead he puts his head down and he goes in. I believe in the 2nd quarter, first half, third quarter, he probably tries to bounce that outside. Right now, he knows that if he goes down, he takes another 45 seconds off the clock potentially.
From the Smithson Valley 18, it's 1st and 10, Pieper. Keith, handoff once again, Hamilton.
See, and again, following his blockers. He could have bounced that one outside. There was some room out there.
They going to give him about 1. Should be 2nd and 9 coming up for the Pieper Warriors.
John Hamilton, a very heady player, coached well. He knows that and he exits right now, they're going to spell him as Brady Hopper's in the ball game now. Hamilton knows that the ally is as much, the clock is as much an ally right now as that score and the football.
We're actually marking him back at the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Here's the handoff. It's Hopper. Across the 15, down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line before Hudson Woods brings him down for Smithson Valley.
This has been impressive to watch for Pieper. Smithson Valley defense they know how big this drive is. And Pieper started with field goal, with position on the field that wasn't all that great. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't fantastic. And Smithson Valley knowing that they needed to get off the field, and they still do, to get their offense a shot.
3rd down, Pieper. Keith the snap, making a handoff pass, trying to go into the middle to Champagne. Nothing doing there as the ball was batted down. We had Hornsby back defensively for Smithson Valley. Hornsby getting up kind of gingerly, favoring that right leg.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
Notice right here, the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. One of those big linemen for Smithson Valley got their hand up and tipped it. Let's see. And I believe that might have been Justin Roberts from his defensive tackle position. 29-yard field goal attempt coming up for Pieper. Miranda gets his foot into it. And it's good. And with 5:42 remaining in the ball game, our new score now, Pieper 32, Smithson Valley 22. Back with more Friday Night Kickoff here in a moment on GVTC. Back with you now at Pieper High School, Warrior Stadium, as the Warriors prepare to kick off following that Miranda field goal. Stretch that lead out to 10, 32-22 over Smithson Valley.
So what that does, that score, and not only does it obviously increase the lead now to 10 and make it a 2-score ball game, but it changes the way Smithson Valley's got to play.
Ball handled by one of the up men, that being Diego Davila. Smithson Valley will take over on offense. Smithson Valley Rangers in 2023, 14-2 overall. They made it to the state finals against Aledo. Biggest 62-7 win over MacArthur that season. And they fell 51-8 to Aledo. They won 14 straight back in the golden year 2023.
Fantastic effort there in getting back to the state championship for the first time since 2004. Of course, that capping a string of 3 appearances in 5 years for the Rangers. But I'll continue my thought here after this play roll and of what this does for the Smithson Valley game plan now.
From their own 40-yard line, it's 1st and 10 Smithson Valley. Knutson, right side, pass complete. Pitch back that time to Daniel De Hoyos. It looked like the old hook and lateral there set up.
Yeah, it worked in Varsity Blues. You got to give it a shot here. You're down by 10. Why not?
Absolutely.
No, but this is what it does, Roland. It now changes what Smithson Valley can do, because you see they're not quite pressed for time yet. But in the back of their mind, they know they've got to get 2 scores. So this this running the offense at normal can only last for so long because they know that they eventually got to get the ball back.
2nd and 2. Knutson drops back. Knutson looks downfield. Pass intended for Day. Day says, where's the flag?
And I think he's right to ask for it. And I think, well, I see the student section of Smithson Valley cheering as if there is a flag. I didn't see it. I did see the official's arm extend, but I didn't see a flag pop out.
Apparently, yeah, there was a conference here, and there it is. Pass interference against Pieper.
This is pass interference. It's a good call. I know Pieper doesn't like it, but you can't, again, and this is similar to the one called on this end, on the other end over here, you can't just flat out impede the receivers. See, he's got his hands on him there too, and he's got his arms outstretched across Day trying to reach out for it.
That was.
Yeah, that you could make the argument you could have called that pass interference for any of a number of reasons.
From the 37-yard line, that being the Pieper 37. It's 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Knutson looks over to the sidelines to get instruction from his offensive coordinator. Just under 5 minutes left in this one this evening. Here's the handoff at Soursby. Banks his way down to around the 30-yard line before he's wrapped up there. Getting up off the bottom of that pile. We've called Josh Menchaca's name quite a bit here in the second half. He's played a whale of a second half on defense.
Now, and you see now Smithson Valley working with a little bit more urgency here as the clock hits 4.5.
1st and 10 Rangers. Nice call that time. Knutson, the handoff onto the latest Soursby as he bangs out to the 25-yard line. Or correction, that is De Hoyos with the carry.
Yeah, same play that they ran in the first half where there's a little bit misdirection. It freezes the front four, that linebacking crew there they start going one way, and then they go, oh, we got to come back the other. Injury timeout there.
Holding it on the stop along with Leighton Springer.
A timeout on the field is trainers tend to an injured Warrior.
Wow, 4:20 remaining. It's been that kind of game. And Pieper last year, I mean, got it all the way. Look at this. By in 2023, 12-2, regular final against Liberty Hill. Of course, their biggest win happened 61-0 as they took on Leander Glenn. I think I was there for that one. And 44-6 was their biggest loss against the Wimberley Texans. The Pieper Warriors put together 11 straight wins. And, I mean, they've just kind of had their eyes on the prize, so to speak.
Yeah, and it was especially impressive considering it was coming off a season in which they won just 2 games a year before in their first UIL-sanctioned season. So to go from 2 wins to 2 losses and a spot in the regional final, a tremendous one-year turnaround. And Coach Nick Rogers, talking to him earlier, he was saying, you know, we're dealing with expectations now. We didn't have them last year. We have them now.
Here's Knutson dropping back, looking end zone once again, hoists it up, and I didn't see any flags yet. There it is.
Oh, that one came late.
I mean, that was obvious. Against Brody Day. That's been one thing. If he hasn't gotten the receptions, he's certainly put the Pieper defenders tonight in a position to where they had to commit the foul, which is going to result in positive yards for Smithson Valley nonetheless. Another pass interference called against the Warriors.
Newton's got an arm. He was standing back here at right around the 35. Look at him. Look at he throw. This one gets all the way into the end, near the back of the end zone. About midway through the end zone.
That was a nice pass. He has looked good throwing the football.
And I don't think he was set, kind of going off his back foot when he let that one go. Looks like Spradling's back in. He definitely is back in.
Gage Spradling, that's been the thing, is that they've been able to move quarterbacks in and out. They did it a little bit last week as well. I guess they're going to go with the experience. And the field general who's brought them this close thus far. 4:02 remains in the football game this evening. It's been an entertaining one. Pieper up by 10, 32-22, but the Smithson Valley Rangers are knocking on the door. Spradling fakes a handoff. He's going to keep it himself around the right side. The 10-5 touchdown, Smithson Valley.
What a call. That was designed all the way from the moment Spradling faked the handoff and turned that corner. He was not even thinking pass. Watch. That's it. He's tucking as soon as he fakes the handoff. And it pays off. Fantastic play call. That's textbook of how you use your talent, how you use your resources. He's fresh. He's big. You need a score. Roll him out. Make someone tackle him.
Trent Amaya now to try the extra point. This is up and good, and I tell you what, for now the next 3:54, better not go anywhere. Boy, this is going to be a barn burner. 32-29, Pieper leading by a field goal over Smithson Valley. Back with more in a moment here on Friday Night Kickoff on GVTC.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Back with you now at Pieper Warrior Stadium as Smithson Valley just answered with a Kate Spradling touchdown run. Extra point good. Margin now 3, 32-29. Pieper on top. Kickoff that time handled by Brody Spencer, who down this. I think right now the part of the thing is, part of what your mission is to eat that clock. So maybe a good thing that it was taken inside the 10.
Smart call there, too, for Smithson Valley on that kind of a kickoff there. You put Pieper in no man's land there because they have to field it, but they have to field a squibbling kick that's tough to return. So because it's on the ground and it's live and you see special teams guys from the opposition coming at you, your inclination is to fall on it. Better be safe than sorry. And so they're starting inside their own 10.
Well, the Pieper successful from their own 1-yard line earlier. Here's the pitch, Champagne. He's going to be ramped up into the end zone.
Wow.
Let's see if they call this a safety.
You got to call that a safety. I don't know why the signal hasn't been made yet.
I don't know if they're considering where his forward progress may have stopped, and I think that's exactly the case. They're going to say it was at the 1-yard line.
Oh, boy, I don't know about that. Oh, my goodness.
It looked like it might have been.
From the moment Champagne got the ball, he was in the end zone the entire. Okay, there he is at the 1. Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress.
That's to the 1, absolutely. Second down. This time they almost wrapped up.
Smithson Valley's got it rolling.
Absolutely. Keith drops the football. Smithson Valley with a second big fumble recovery. And they're knocking on the door, and the Navy faithful on the far side of the field are letting the heroes hear it.
Wow. And what just happened before that? Off the heels of your safety. Watch, look at the replay. Kate Keith is going down. The ball's out. That's a fumble, no doubt about it.
Hornsby,
wow.
His second fumble recovery of the evening, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Smithson Valley.
Holy moly, Roland. They're down 3, and they're still, like, the clock at this point is not even an issue. You got 3:15 to go, and they're at the 3-yard line. What a huge play.
Here it is, 1st and goal, Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is the Pieper 3. Spradling back in at quarterback. Spradling, the give straight ahead. Goes a running back, Piegler. It's 1, maybe 2. It'll be 2nd and goal, Smithson Valley.
Don't be surprised, Roland, if this next play we see Spradling fake the handoff and then he sprints out the opposite direction of the direction in which the back would have been going had he gotten the ball. I think what we just saw now was kind of a setup so that the Pieper defense starts going one way, leaving Spradling to go the other.
2nd and goal from the Pieper 2. Spradling barking out the signals. Takes a snap, no doubt about it, straight ahead. Spradling, his 2nd touchdown in, almost less than a minute.
Even better, direct line into the end zone. No need to fake the handoff, just go straight ahead. And with a linebacker's frame, you can afford to do that. What a huge change of events.
And don't look now, but Smithson Valley's back in front.
I think literally 40 seconds ago, Pieper was up by 10.
Amaya's extra point. It's good. 2:28 left to go in the ball game tonight. Smithson Valley 36, Pieper 32. Back with more in a moment on Friday Night Kickoff here on GVTC.
Hey Pieper Nation, I'm Dr. Daniel San Martin, your neighborhood board-certified orthodontist. My family and I live here in Kinder Ranch, and I have been proudly building confident smiles since 2012. We're excited to say that our new office is now located on Borgfeld Road. At San Martin Orthodontics, I personally see every patient at every appointment, and I'm the only doctor you'll see throughout your entire treatment. If your family needs orthodontic care, we'd love to earn your trust with a complimentary consultation. We hope to see you soon, and go Warriors!
Back with you now, following another Smithson Valley touchdown. Ball put on the ground. It's handled by one of the up men, that being Carter Norsworthy.
Smithson Valley doing that on every single kick now. None of these kickoffs are in the air, and you see the Pieper side of things, a totally deflated crowd. You could see the angst come over them at that fumble, at the point of that fumble when they lost the ball at their own 4. Allowing Smithson Valley to take this 4-point lead. And now Roland, for the first time in this ball game, the Warriors play from behind, and it comes with 2:27 left in the contest.
2 receivers either side from quarterback Caden Keith. On a 1st and 10, line of scrimmage, the 31-yard line. Keith looking downfield, pass complete. Across the 40, around the 43-yard line, it was Andrew Grindstaff.
Good catch over the middle, sliding slant route, goes down to meet the ball, and then just content with the yardage.
1st and 10. Keith at it again as he finds Champagne across the 45 to about the 47-yard line for a nice pickup.
Just simple pitch and catch with Isaiah out there on that left side of the formation. Isaiah looks like he's kind of laboring a little bit, wondering if maybe something, a twisted ankle, something like that is bothering, something kind of minor, but enough to kind of make you wince every time you move.
Giving him a pickup of 4 on that reception. 2nd and 6 from the 48. Keith dropping back, feeling pressure. Keith unloads it, just wanted to get rid of it that time, because he felt that pressure coming from Hudson Woods.
Yeah, Hudson Woods again making a big-time play at a big-time moment. That's what they say about big-time players, getting back there and not allowing Keith to step up and wait for the play to develop and go through his progression of reads. That is exactly what you need if you're Smithson Valley. Make Caden Keith uncomfortable right now, and it's 3rd and 6.
Woods and Caleb Barrow from the other side providing the pressure. 3rd and 6, Pieper. It's again from their own 48-yard line. Keith rolling right, feeling pressure once again. Unloads, pass caught! And I believe that was Drake coming up with the reception.
And Spradling was in front of him, if I'm not mistaken, Roland. There was somebody who had a shot on the ball. From this angle, it looks like he had a beat on it too and could have caught it. Now, it might have been too high for him, but either way, it ends up in the hands of Evan Drake. That's Spradling trying to make the play. No, it's not 18, it's number 8. Liam McGee.
Liam McGee, yeah. 1st and 10. Here's Keith. Unloading, having a man overthrowing his intended receiver, Ethan Palmer. On the far side of the field, now Ethan's saying, hey, where's my flag?
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first time they've targeted Ethan. Heck of a time to do so, a senior receiver. And, you know, Caden wants his throwback sailed on him.
He had a step on his defender that time, so that's rough. 2nd and 10, the 41-yard line, that being the Smithson Valley 41, line of scrimmage. Here's Keith, looking near side, unloads, has a man, it's Drake at the 10, into the end zone, touchdown Pieper.
I'm curious to look at this replay and see how Evan Drake got that wide open, if maybe we have that angle. Wonderful, guys. Look at this. He's just streaking down the sideline. I think that's just blown coverage. I think it's as simple as that. I think somebody didn't quite get over to Evan Drake. And as a matter of fact, you see Diego Davila looking back and saying, wait a minute, how did he get so wide open? Diego, I think, had that second zone of the backfield.
But I tell you what, he did that in the Wagner game last week. He found ways of just getting himself open, being Johnny on the spot, for lack of a better term. And he came up with some big catches then, and none bigger than that right now. 39-36, Pieper now on top. Let's take a look at this replay.
He just got behind the defense, but at this juncture of the game, you can't let anybody get behind you. And so I'm wondering, as that play developed, what the route was that either put the Smithson Valley secondary and those linebackers in a tough spot and allowed Evan Drake to get so wide open, and that he was able to just race down the sideline virtually uncovered, and Keith was able to find him. Either way, what a response by these Warren. I got another football game on my mind.
The other
Warriors.
These
Warriors. By these
Pieper.
Warriors from Pieper to come back, and the gut punch that they took, and several third downs along the way here on this drive to be able to convert. Now, there's still 1:37 to go, but either way you slice it, that a fantastic response by a team with a lot of poise and a lot of heart.
That has been indicative of this Pieper Warriors football team that we've seen in 2024. Overcoming adversity and composure. One thing we've enjoyed from him is that time downing the football. Braxton Sawyer for Smithson Valley. The Rangers are going to have it again, 1st and 10. 96 ticks of the clock left. This is everything it was billed to be. Hector Ledesma.
And my guess is that Spradling's going to start this drive. Knutson actually did a nice job of driving them down the field. It's when they've gotten close to the end zone, or when they started the possession already inside the 5, that Spradling has come in here in this 4th quarter. But it is Cade who starts this drive from their own 31.
1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Spradling. Dropping back, rolling right. Unloads, has a man at the 35. Getting away from his defender is the receiver, Quentin Sampson. He'll pick up positive yardage, and that ought to move the chains. It certainly does. There'll be another Smithson Valley 1st down.
Look at Spradling here, buying himself some time, getting out of the pocket, and then Sampson doing the rest. Nice job of eluding the tackle and then finding some open space for the yardage after the catch.
Shook 2 tackles that time. Line of scrimmage now, the Smithson Valley 46. It's 1st and 10.
They've got all 3 of their timeouts, so the 125 is not an issue. They're fine there. Well, there goes one of them.
There goes one of them. No sooner.
Was the play clock down? I did not have my eye on the play clock. I got to imagine that play clock was about to expire. Either that, or Coach Larry Hill and his staff didn't like what they saw formation-wise.
So interesting call, and like I was telling you, Hector, this is everything it was advertised to be. What a game we have had the honor of watching this evening from out here at Pieper High School.
Well, to give you a sense, we've talked about how this is 4-0, Piper's 4-0, and Smithson Valley's 3-1. A reminder about when it comes to Smithson Valley, that one loss came to Brennan. How good is Brennan? Well, Brennan is one of the top 3, maybe 4, 6A teams in all of Greater San Antonio. They're right there. They lost to Reagan, and then Reagan lost to Steele, so you would have to rank Steele 1, Reagan 2, although Steele had the tough loss to Lake Travis. You would have to rank Steele 1, Reagan 2. Brennan's right there under Reagan. That's the only loss for Smithson Valley is that Brennan team. And so if not for that, had they scheduled just about anybody else, they would be 4-0 as well.
1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is the Smithson Valley 46. Spradling going to call his own number. Cross midfield into Pieper territory. Is dropping his head to make the stop, Raja Lopez.
Kind of flipped over, Roland. Came toward the sideline. Look at this.
He sure did. I'm not sure if that was designed or if it was just a busted play, what it was. Lopez over to make the stop. And I got a funny feeling Spradling's going to feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, he's definitely going to feel that. I was going to thinking the same thing, was going to say it too.
49-yard line, that being the Pieper 49. 1:18 left to go in the contest this evening. Pieper clinging to a 3-point lead over Smithson Valley. 2nd and 5. Spradling unloads, has a man. It's Day. 42-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds. Lopez once again for Pieper. Moving the chains and to give the Rangers another first down.
Simple play call. Put Brody Day on the outside, have him run a curl, have him get out of bounds and stop the clock. You know, it's who you trust. It's your playmaker. Get him out there, put his hands, let him get his hands on the ball, get some yardage, pick up a first down, and he stops the clock. That's how you do it here in these late game situations.
1:12 remaining, 72 seconds. 2 receivers either side this time for Cade Spradling. Cade takes a snap, drops back, unloads, has Day. Did he make the catch?
No.
No, they're saying he was out. Great effort, penalty marker on the field. If this one's against Pieper, that's, boy, that's rough. I wonder if something was said there on the sideline. We're going to check these penalty markers. Or this penalty marker. Wait a minute. Now Michael Butts is saying, no, this is against Smithson Valley.
A reminder that with this being a 3-point game, all Smithson Valley has to do is get in field goal range to attempt the tie. Now I say all, it's not simple, but they don't need a touchdown.
Penalty marker, unsportsmanlike conduct, Smithson Valley.
And this isn't going to help.
No.
That notion of, well, all they need is 3 just became a little bit tougher.
Nice pitch that time.
Good throw by Spradling, because he couldn't quite, but that out route when you're on the other hash mark is a tough throw to make. Only a certain number of quarterbacks with gifted arms can make that throw and it be a rocket. Just about most quarterbacks have to kind of release it the way that Cade did.
2nd and 25. Smithson Valley back at their own 42-yard line. Spradling decides to put the ball down and carry it himself. Breaking through tackles across midfield and back into Pieper territory at about the 49-yard line. I don't know if the play was blown dead or what the situation was there.
I heard whistles too.
I
could have swore I heard whistles. Maybe it's something in the stands because they're allowing the play to stand. The ball's at the Pieper 49. Smithson Valley takes its second timeout. It's a little bit sooner than they would have liked. You want to save that time. You want to have as many timeouts as possible leading up to when you've got to take that field goal if you're in that position. But either way, another look at Spradling here, breaking some tackles, getting across midfield, and doing a nice job of doing all of that after a would-be tackler came at him.
Yeah, Michael Bust almost had him. Almost had him for a loss. That would have been huge. Vivian's over on the stop along with Raja Lopez, who's certainly been active here of late for the Pieper defense. Well, we're now down under a minute.
Appropriate that this game come down to where we are now, a 3-point difference with under a minute to go. And the team down by 3, in this case Smithson Valley, has the ball nearing field goal range. Wouldn't have it any other way.
It's third down for the Rangers, 3rd and 16. They're at the Pieper 49. Spradling dropping back. He decides to put it away and run again, and he'll get positive yardage across the 45 to about the 44 before he's wrapped up the area. And on the stop that time, Leighton Springer.
And did Smithson Valley just call their last timeout?
It seems, I believe so.
Okay.
That's the way things look.
Well, you know what? You have to. It's 4th down. You can't kill the clock. They could not afford to run up and spike the ball. And so that's the tough predicament of having to call the timeout on the previous play, is it forces you to have to call one on 3rd down because you couldn't convert on 4th down. And so now Smithson Valley in a position where even if they convert this 4th and 11, if they fail to get out of bounds, you've got to run up and you've got to spike it right away. You've got to kill the clock because you have no more timeouts left. And then as you progress, if it comes down to a field goal attempt, you've got to put yourself in position to where you have enough time after the previous play to get your field goal unit on the field within the play clock.
Rangers have to get to the Pieper 33-yard line to keep this drive alive. 51 ticks of the clock left. Pieper clinging on to a 3-point lead over Smithson Valley. It's been back and forth. Smithson Valley took the first lead with 9:11 left to go before halftime. Correction, with 9:11 left in the 3rd quarter. Get my notes correct here. Here it is. 4th down. Pass. Broken up. Who else? Raja Lopez. As that pass was intended for Day. And Pieper's going to take over on downs, and the Warrior faithful are ecstatic.
5-0, 2-0 in district play, and more importantly for Pieper, a win in the first ever meeting against Smithson Valley. Another look at that last play. And interesting there, if you're Raja, that's actually better than an interception. Just knock it down. Smart, heads up play, just knock it down. Who cares about the pick in that case? Take over, don't risk catching it and then any kind of crazy return and anything that might happen on that return. Just take the ball.
Raja and Bennett King, there you go. Knee taken by Caden Keith. Can't stop the clock, and Pieper's feeling it. They've had some big wins to this point, Hector, but I don't know if any of them are bigger than this one.
No, we said at the beginning of the broadcast in the pregame show that it's not a stretch to say that this is probably the biggest regular season game in their program's young history. And that's saying something for a team that's only been around for 2 years competitively, that they've already had big playoff games. But within regular season, tough to come up with one bigger than this one.
This is a good sign to see those Smithson Valley players coming over and congratulating their neighbors, their fellow schoolmates. As you mentioned, guys they played Little League Baseball with and then some. Look at this from the coaching staff. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's all about.
A lot of respect on both sides, and I think these programs know both. They're not quite mirror images of each other in the sense of one. It has been one of the preeminent San Antonio area programs for 2 decades, 2+ decades really, whereas the other is just 2 years old in terms of competitive football, 4 years old overall. But in terms of the way they're built, with the communities, what they're striving to become, very similar to these two programs. And so Pieper striving to get to where Smithson Valley's been for the last couple of years. I say the last couple of years, for the last many years, this a fantastic first step for the Warriors.
The only thing I can think of at this point to our viewing audience this evening is, were you not entertained? This is everything it was billed to be. Pieper coming away with a 3-point win, 39-36 over Smithson Valley. See Hamilton there with a touchdown run. And, both teams, a well-deserved break on the third after this one.
Yeah, it was a game that started out with fireworks, early turnovers, early touchdowns, and then one team answering the other, seemingly play after play. If John Hamilton wasn't crossing the end zone for a big Pieper touchdown, then Smithson Valley was answering. And there was big plays on special teams as well, especially when the Rangers were able to get a touchdown, of all things, on a punt attempt. And it was that kind of a ball game where turnovers near goal lines, big plays. I mean, how much can you say about Isaiah Champagne and Cade Spradling on the other end? Kind of a duel at one point, going after each other. And the Smithson Valley Pieper matchup living up to all the billing. Spradling, even when he wasn't in there, Roland, that Smithson Valley offense doing a nice job of getting down the field. And then ultimately,
the clincher.
The play that was all she wrote in the end. Yes, Smithson Valley still had a minute to go, but that Evan Drake touchdown, the difference in a ball game that ends at 39-36.
From the player that you don't want to leave alone because he'll burn you, and that was Evan Drake when you least expect it. 3-point win for Pieper. They remain undefeated. As we mentioned, a bye next week. They'll next see action on the 11th as they will travel to Seguin to take on the Seguin Matadors. For the Smithson Valley Rangers, they get a well-deserved breather next week as well, and they will be at home to host the Wagner Thunderbirds. That coming up on October 11th as well. Well, it's been fun for all our friends at GVTC and WIC Productions this evening. And for my partner, Hector Ledesma, thank you. Hope we do it again real soon, man.
Let's do it soon, man.
Absolutely. I'm Roland J. Reese. You have a great evening. Once again, your final, Pieper over Smithson Valley, 39-36. Till next time, so long, everybody.